What's in the bag? It is not a head. Not a head.
The city is a wasteland for those who desire to buy. Only one can slay the deal and hand you the keys. Only one can save you from those trying to hide. Flood damage and mold. Only one can provide you relief. Rockstar, Rockstar, Rockstar. He has a nice cat. He's the managed property. He's a metal musician with a tattoo sleeve. He's a bull.
We strike and strike and strike and strike and strike. Strike. Perfect. I'm gonna use this. Hi. Canada Post is a big deal to the real estate industry. We'll get to that in a second, but let's talk about what Canada Post is and what's going on with them right now. So, Canada Post, if you don't know, it's a crown corporation. So, it formed when the Post Office Department was abolished by the Canada Post Corporation Act in 1981. At that time, the post office was running a deficit of $600 million per year. So that would be the equivalent of $1.89 billion in 2024 Canadian. Crown Corporation. So to know how Canada Post runs, you have to know a little bit about Crown Corporations. So they operate like regular corporations, but are wholly owned by the government. So the government is the only stakeholder or shareholder. They have much less immediate intervention from the government than a normal government department would have. It's important to note that while crown corporations generally try to operate where revenue instead of tax dollars fund their operations, there is actually no specific mandate that says they have to be profitable or break even. Crown corporations are similar to statutory corporations in other Commonwealth nations. Canada Post's struggles are not unlike those in other countries. USPS has had difficulty living up to their pension plans and paying those out, for example. They've also had operational difficulties stemming from losses related to parcel competition and reduced letter mail volume. This video is not about that. It's important to note that the CUPW, Canadian Union of Postal Workers, is currently on strike, which means postal service in Canada is currently suspended. And if you're Canadian, you know this because you haven't been getting anything into your inbox right now. Let's talk about the business of Canada Post and how this affects real estate agents. One of the ways that provinces are affecting this. So Canada Post run a loss every year since 2018. The largest being 2020, where they lost 779 million. This year they lost 748 million dollars. Some of those previous years have to do with lawsuits and pay equity distributions, but this year it's just straight losses. In fact, back in May of 2024, when the losses were first released, CBC's Marina von Stackelberg reported that the corporation indicated they may not even have enough operating funds to even last a year. The company was losing out on parcel delivery to other low cost operators, a situation they were hoping to resolve during collective bargaining with their union, which unfortunately has now turned into a strike. There has only been really one bright spot for Canada Post recently in the news. Only one place where revenue actually rose, and that was through direct marketing, which rose by $21 million or 9% for the same period versus the previous year. Let's talk about what's happening with the provinces, and you guys are going to know these. So I've got a bag here, and you guys are going to. What do we got here? These have stopped coming. These little real estate mailers and postcards. I think these I collected after that was about a month. We're going to do something fun with those in future episodes, so stay tuned. Provincial recycling programs do not like that we send so many of these through the mail. Provinces are implementing programs where producers are now required to foot the bill for the cost of recycling these items, including pickup, usually targeting the brand's trademarks as the producers. And while the cost to these producers isn't immediately known in all situations, some of these campaigns won't be fully implemented in spring of 2025. The cost has been described as significant in nature. In Alberta, this is described as the Environmental Protection and Enhancement Act, as the Extended Producer Responsibility Regulation. Other provinces have similar regulation. The act actually came into force in 2022, but the system will not be totally operational, at least in this province, until April 1st, 2025. Note that this isn't limited to Canada. There are 33 states currently in the United States that also have EPR laws as of the end of 2023. It's important to note the entire target of this is to have more recycling based on the producer having to foot the bill and arrange for everything from the collection to the refurbish, the reuse, or the recycling of any materials. You're probably going to do exactly what you've always done with these, which is barely look at them, drop them in the recycle bin, and never think of them again. Or draw a bad mustache on them. Luckily, I already have a goatee, so that's hard for you to do. But if you get the little devil horns and the angry eyebrows and the sunglasses, I would love to see it. Drop it in the comments below. It doesn't say how much it actually aims to reduce the volume of these, although one would think that if the cost is significantly higher on average to the bread and butter real estate agent like me, we're probably not going to continue to use this method for direct marketing all the time. And that would mean that Canada Post's only profitable and growing revenue stream, which is direct marketing, which is this stuff, flyers, coupons that you get, would take a direct hit. And those other companies that are also making those flyers and those coupons that you get, they're also having to pay for this recycling program. What I want to know is, do these work? Have you ever gotten one of these in the mail and said, like, oh, hey, this seems like a good idea. Maybe I'll get a hold of these people and actually list my house with them or look for a house with them. Do these work, or are we just paying for the unnecessary recycling of these over and over and over again? Let me know in the comments section. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, because later on this channel, we're going to go through some of these. We're going to have a little fun with them. If you or anyone you know are looking to buy or sell a residential property, contact me, the Rockstar Realtor. You can find me at www.rangerealty.ca or email me at ryan.williams@remax.net.